All right, guys, welcome back. This is part four. I think I'm gonna try to end this series in 6 parts. So yeah, this is part four. Let's get into it.
30 weeks, as well as going on to get certified platinum in the UK, Australia, Sweden, Canada, and New Zealand.
Man, if you're new, man, hit that like button, subscribe, and share. Like I said, man, run work with 2K subs, man. Like I said, yeah, this is part four. So yeah.
And going gold in France. By the end of 2020, Central C had cemented himself as one of the rising stars in the UK drill scene, making it onto Capital Extra, ones to watch at the end of the year alongside upcoming American artists like Chef G, with the station labelling him as one of London's most exciting emerging artists. His unique blend of infectious beats, compelling storytelling, mainstream appeal, and authenticity attracted a wide audience all around the world. However, immediately after the release of Day in the Life and every subsequent track, Central C's authenticity would come under more and more scrutiny. Debates would begin online about whether Central C was an industry plant, whether he was a fake gangster, or simply lying about or embellishing his experiences from the streets. The industry plant allegations were mainly born out of the fact that he seemingly came out of nowhere and grew too fast, likely from people who weren't paying attention for the first 6 years of his career. And ultimately, there were many people that came to his defense. Caged Birds would discuss the industry plant accusation, noting his long history in the music industry and extensive marketing.
He's an industry plant, bro, and I feel like
he's not an industry.
Oh man,
I call him an industry. So I tell you why you cannot call him an industry. One, because you can see his progression from time ago.
Prolific UK rap manager turned YouTuber Bouncer would point towards Central C and his manager's plan, suggesting it was truly authentic.
Big shout out to Bello. He saw his artists, they thought of a plan, they executed the plan. There's nothing more. You guys can't keep on overthinking and thinking because someone's got so much success, they're industry plant.
Critics would question whether Central C's portrayal of street life and his personal anecdotes in his songs were authentic or not. And a lot of people would highlight potential discrepancies between his persona.
Only people that know if Central C was in the streets or not is himself, the people around him, and the people that he's beefing with. You know what I'm saying? That's what he know. You know what I'm saying?
And the actual life that he lived. And a lot of skeptics would indeed label him as a capper, believing that he has exaggerated or completely fabricated parts of his narrative to gain popularity. Now, his manager YBs would later defend Central C extensively, calling out people who have unrealistic aspirations from trapping rather than seeking valid opportunities to make money. He said that unless you're black or have been to jail, then you shouldn't even chip in, and talk down on Central C. And YBs would claim that being a former trapper himself who had been to jail, he was an authority on the topic, saying that if you haven't made $1 million or ain't gonna make $1 million, quit trapping and get a day job. Another prolific rapper turned viral podcaster, Young Spray, had also come to Central C's defense numerous times, giving him a blanket pass for anything that he said in his songs, loyalty that would ultimately be rewarded years later.
For two different things. Central C, I don't believe he is anything what he says.
Big up Central C.
I don't believe he does anything. I don't believe he trap. I don't believe he does none of that.
I do.
But
I do.
I don't believe none of that.
I do.
I don't. Something about it, it just doesn't sound right.
And ironically, even Central C's ops would eventually come to his defense, with Striker from CGM talking to UKL on The Tremendous Show and admitting that Central C had indeed trapped, but that it was unlikely that he'd been on drills.
Who's making the hits?
Yeah.
The GOAT on this thing right now is Central C.
See, even they know. They want to be funny, but even they know. Yeah, he probably wasn't doing drugs, but I mean, he was trapping. He was doing what he had to do. You know what I'm saying? To make that money. Saying to do his rap career. You know what I'm saying?
At least you gave him his flowers. I'm so Central C. Central C used to rap before Digger, bro. The guy's been rapping for time, bro.
For a while.
The guy used to have flipping a nose ring and a ponytail and rapping and doing mad freestyles and that. So, and that's another thing. How I said commitment and dedication. I give it to a man because a man was rapping from donkeys. And now look.
Instead of quitting, he tried something else.
This is what I'm saying. And he's doing his thing. But the only thing that I just don't like is that there's a lot of cat, man. There's a lot of cat. Like, bro, like there's certain times I've heard some tunes and I'm like, bro, he's talking great. I'm thinking, what's going on? I'm keeping it real. Digger's a road youth. Central C has never been a road youth, bro. They know. There's certain men from certain blocks. I would rather them be rapping than that guy talking grease because you've actually mashed works. So certain man can't talk this chat. So look, if a man's talking about trapping, I'm not gonna be like, oh, he's capping. Because I know he was trapping because he was jugging from my bedroom, bro.
The debate about whether or not Central C was truly authentic in the streets has raged on for years ever since he became successful. However, the one person whose opinion we would want to hear the most was of course West London menace Digga D, who in October 2020, after the raging success of Central C's song Loaded, would be spotted on Instagram listening to that song live, saying that he knew Central C and that he went to school with him, but other than that, he's not saying too much. Clearly giving some impression that the two had some kind of history, someone in the comments would even ask Digga if Central C was capping in his raps, to which he would reply simply saying saying that he doesn't know.
Is he a capo? I don't know. So I don't know if he's capping. I don't think he's capping. I don't know if he's capping. He might be capping. So we'll see. Mad questions.
Central C's new persona and gritty street gang-inspired lyrics would catapult him to new highs in the UK rap game. But for his more authentic rivals in Labrador Grove, like Digga D, who had really been living the kind of life that Central C was rapping about, music was still secondary to the streets. And while Central C was finding his sound and taking his career in a popping new direction, Digga D and his homies from 1011 would still be going in and out of prison, fighting murder and firearm cases, and once again rapping about it for the whole world to see, with these gritty and authentic raps captivating the UK drill scene. So before Central C had truly perfected his roadman persona, it would be the real roadmen Digga D and CGM who would be dominating the streets of West London musically. But unfortunately for them, it would only be a matter of time before the copycats perfected that style too and completely overtook the real gangsters. At the end of 2018, Digga D would be released from prison after going on a legendary run in the UK drill scene from behind bars.
Wait, do y'all know if Digga D is gonna get out of jail or not? I don't know if he is or not. I don't really know. But if y'all know, can y'all let me know down below if he's potentially gonna get out of jail, or is he there for some years and years to where by the time he gets out, nobody really gonna remember his name, you know what I'm saying?
Bars, announcing his freedom with a video posted to social media where he dissed the prison guards as he left.
See this place? Get all the guns in there. Special.
After being released, Digga D and the rest of the 1011 gang members turned rappers from Labrador Grove were forced to rebrand musically, as the name of their gang was directly in breach of their CBO, criminal behavior order, that had banned them from rapping about postcodes in a gang context. And so from here, they began to go exclusively under the new moniker CGM, which stood for Constantly Getting Money, Cherish Godmore, and allegedly in the streets, Certified Grove members. Or perhaps at times, if they're wearing blue, Crip gang members. But more of that later. Things were off to a good start, with Digga's popularity being through the roof at this point, and UK drill fans eagerly waiting for his every drop. A November track titled No Porkies would see the crew repping their new police-friendly name CGM. However, as we'll discuss next, a repeating pattern in Digga's career would be that he simply wasn't able to stay out of trouble or jail, as already at the beginning of 2019, he would quickly find himself facing yet another major legal battle. Only a few months after the confrontation that saw Digga and a friend allegedly stabbing Central C's brother, another wild spur of violence popped off with 1011 members involved. On the 2nd of January 2019, at around 7 p.m, police were called to a massive...
Look, I've actually listened to some of Digga D's music. Like, it sounds good, but his accent, his music is actually pretty good, man. You know, it's crazy. It'd be like some of these rappers are actually good at rapping. They can't leave the streets alone. And it's crazy because Digga D is actually nice at rapping. It just, when they be in the streets, sometimes they let the streets more. They're just rapping about it to where they can't really leave the streets alone and take rap fully serious. He can't. Digga D is nice at the rap. I'm not even like, he's nice at that rapping stuff.
Brawl taking place near the intersection of the Great Western Road and Harrow Road in the W10 postcode. Arriving at the scene, the fighting had already stopped and everyone had fled, except for one man who had suffered a stab wound, while another teenager would take himself to hospital with a slash wound on his face. However, checking the CCTV in the area, the police would see the brawl took place, noticing a grey and red vehicle arriving at the scene. The people from these cars would then confront several people who were already at the scene, with both sides being armed with weapons like large knives, and seemingly even a handgun which one person would aim towards rivals, while the public can be seen running away from the scene in panic. It would later turn out that this had been a fight between rapper Fredo's Harrow Road Boys gang and Digga D's Labrador Grove gang, formerly 1011, who were now calling themselves CGM, with members like Digga D, Sav O, and ZK personally taking part. Later that month, Snapchat stories from several CGM members would show that Digga and Sav O had been arrested once again, but they would not reveal the reason for the arrest at this time. Sav O, aka J Sav, would then confirm the arrest, as he would tell his fans to write to him at the Feltham prison. News reports would later reveal that these arrests were indeed linked to the brawl, as the police had carried out a warrant at Sav O's address, and apparently the warrant was carried out soon after Digga and Sav O had posted a video of them on Snapchat brandishing two guns.
Show them the side. Burn this for dice.
With the arrest warrant mentioning this video and the violent disorder for justification.
Not only they doing that, they sitting and recording themselves and posting it. Dog,
on the raid of Sav and Digga, and in the search, they would find clothing that matched the suspects in the CCTV footage, while their phone examinations would also place them at the scene. Still, already the following month in February, Digga would seemingly be back home straight away.
He's saying you back.
Trust me, you just got no free shootings.
he would get straight back to the music, teaming up with Savo again for the track Who, which came with a creepy horror movie inspired music video and boastful lyrics where Digga D said that he went to jail and the shooting stopped, and when they let him out, they started again, referencing that showdown with HRB soon after his 2018 release. Unfortunately for Digga, his lyrics appeared to be zero cap, and already next month he would be in yet another dangerous altercation, as his other ops, a gang called B-Side, all the way from the Bellingham area in southeast London, would engage in a car chase with him, chasing Digga in traffic and posting it live on their Snapchats.
Hey look at this, fam. He's not stopping, bro. Hey! A man like Digga D doing dashes and that. Hey, what's going on, man? Hey, dashing bottles and that. Hey, now, hold on, where's that bottle gone? Hold on.
Listen.
Hands on this dude's gaze. Hey, no, hold on. Hey, wait, hold on. Where's he gone? Hey, look at this, man.
I mean, never know. He could have been on probation. We don't know. He could have been on probation. I mean, we don't really. I don't really know. They know. I mean, at the end of the day, man. But the thing is, I don't get is why they're always recording. I don't get that. Why are you recording? If you want to get somebody, why are you recording to tell the like? I never get that.
Hey, fam,
I never get that.
Yo, hey, look, get his face in there. Get his face in there.
Digga D would then comment on the chase on his own social media, claiming that he had actually initiated the encounter by throwing a bottle at his op's car and then dashing away in style, something that B-Side members would then refute.
It's getting out of hand now, man. Man, stop trimming videos, yeah? And get the bit in where I pulled up right beside you like that. Lick the bottle, and man said, oh, what are you man doing? You get it out the dust out, quick. Licking bottles behind me, yeah?
How could a man say man got bottled? Hey, fam, all the man are good, bro.
Despite a willingness to shoot his ops at any given opportunity, it was clear that when it came to the internet games, Digga was also a world-class troll. As also around this time, Digga D would successfully troll the rapper S1 from 12 World and completely trash his reputation in the streets in one move. S1 had been going back and forth with Digga for quite some time, with one video circulating at the start of 2019 where S1 had an argument on live with a Digga fan and claimed that CGM didn't have the strength to shoot him.
Well on. You're unique. Bare chattings. Digga D's gonna snipe you, unique. No one's sniping nothing. Them man can't slap off snipers, blood. Them man ain't got no strength to slap off no sniper.
A little while later, Digga made a post seemingly showing blood on his Nike Tech tracksuit and a caption suggesting that the ops finally scored on him, with none other than S1 instantly posting a video where he would hang out of a car window telling his fans to go ask Digga what happened.
Real gang. Huh? Real CGM. CGMK, you know? Huh? Wet man down noon. Nigga, what happened?
That's what I mean. If they go do something and then they go straight to the internet and tell, oh, what happened? What, bro, are you serious? If you're gonna do something, stay silent. Why are you consistently going to the internet and saying what you did or attacking? Bro, knowing that cops are listening and looking everywhere you post, especially if they want to get you and put you away. I never get that.
Nigga, what happened?
But as it turned out, S1 had done absolutely nothing. As it turned out, Digga D was trolling all along, accidentally spilling a Jamaican Magnum drink on his leg that looked like blood while he was watching a football match. He decided to post it as if he had been injured to see if any of his ops would claim the attack. This now classic moment in UK drill would single-handedly play a key role in destroying S1's, at the time, burgeoning rap career, as claiming this fake drill would completely trash his credibility in the streets. Messages would then circulate of S1 backtracking and saying that his friends knew that Digga was joking and that S1 apparently really thought one of his guys had actually stabbed Digga when he posted it. But from here, S1's street cred would take another hit after more questionable headlines came out, accusing S1 of allegedly committing a burglary and then going on the run. But Digga wasn't just causing trouble for no reason. He was still locked in and planning to drop major music. In April, he would release a breakthrough single from his upcoming mixtape called No Diet, and Digga would promote the song by using 2 emojis, a cross and a cup of coke, even making stickers with these emojis that he would then post himself, sticking one on the sign belonging to the block of a rival gang called CSB. Now, the track No Diet itself was actually actually a genius concept that saw Digger getting around his community behavior order, banning him from making gang music by using a metaphor likening coke from his trap house to Coca-Cola and assuring his fans and clients that his coke is not diet. And in the video, he would be seen whipping coke in a Pyrex jug using actual cans of Coca-Cola rather than illicit substances. No Diet would go viral, and the music video trended at #1 on YouTube, with the song breaking records, becoming the highest charting solo drill track in UK history at the time. But anyway, No Diet became Digger's breakthrough moment in the music industry, landing him at number 20 on the UK singles charts, the highest charting position for a UK drill song in history at that point. But once again, Digger's past would come back to haunt him just as he was about to take his career to the next level, and he would end up locked up once again for breaching his CBO, something that he explained later in his BBC documentary.
I'm back in jail. I want everyone to keep listening to my song, don't judge me, you get me? Then I was on the exercise yard with one of my friends. He's got his phone out and he's taking a little snap and I'm in it. And I'm like, oh, that's leaked. Then I had a tape coming out. I said, I forget, I might as well just put it out.
While he was locked up, Digger's team would put out his mixtape titled Double Tap Diaries, a reference to double tapping a sawn-off shotgun, something that Digger was allegedly doing regularly enough to write a whole diary about it. Now, the tape broke even more records by becoming the highest charting drill project in the UK at the time, peaking at number 11 on the UK albums charts. This was an incredible career achievement for Digger D, but it would land while he was languishing inside prison, something that would sadly become a hallmark of his career. But sadly for Digger, being behind the wall didn't mean that he was getting a break from the violence, as in August, rumours would begin to spread online that Digger D had gotten stabbed in jail. These rumours would get a reply from bitter rival from HRB, Fredo, who would comment an ambulance emoji under one post, clearly happy about the news. It would later turn out that Digger had in fact been stabbed in the eye, causing him to almost go blind in one eye. Interestingly, one of the prison guards working at the time would later do an interview saying that the staff were actually told to protect Digger from running into rival gang members, but one day they failed to do this and he was stabbed in the eye with a pen.
I moved on to A-Wing.
Wait, they ordered to protect Digger D. Wait, why? Because usually, like, people in there that, you know, saying correction officer, usually they don't really like these gang members or these rappers. I'm just saying, that's usually how it is in the US and all that. I'm just saying, y'all. You know?
And on A-Wing, I came across Digger D. He was a big target for a lot of the gangs, so we...
All right, y'all, we back. My bad, y'all. I had to do something. My bad, y'all. I apologize. We're back, though.
We had to ensure that when Digger D came out of his cell, he was coming out with the right people. While he was on E-Wing, when he first came into the prison, he was attacked on the exercise yard and somebody tried to stab him in the eye with a pen. And I believe he's got a scar in one of his... side of his face from when this pen had actually penetrated.
This is a crazy injury considering the fact that Digger D himself had allegedly blinded someone after shooting them in the face with a shotgun, and Digger would even rap later on in his career that he never believed in karma until this happened, getting caught on the receiving end of a literal eye for an eye scenario. But not discouraged by his setbacks behind bars, in October, Digger would leave a message from jail saying that he was good and telling people to stop mentioning his name.
Come on, you know who it is. Digger, one and only, wicked man. Yeah, but hey, listen, on a serious note, you don't need to stop saying man's name, video and that. That's like, all chatting. If you know what happened, you know what happened, innit? Cool, I got next. But my juice got
man, but also, man, when you in the streets, bro, people think like, you know what I'm saying, you're saying, at the end of the day, even the most gangster people, you think they gangster, everybody gets touched, paws, everybody, you know what I'm saying, everybody gets beat up. It is what it is. If you live that life, you gotta watch over your shoulder. I don't know how you literally gotta watch over. Y'all can't even go to the store, go get some food, because you literally gotta look over your shoulder every time. I don't know how y'all do that. I don't know how.
Feeling some juice, you get me? Like all this chatting with these videos and all these guys, man, and all this, yo, like leave it to the roads, man. Like when guys are asking me to use certain, I'm not even getting to it. You know? Just boom, that's it, innit? Leave my name on it. Home soon. We'll link up. Come on.
In March 2020, the news would finally report about the 2019 mass brawl that landed Digger in hot water in the first place, saying how it had been 7 thugs altogether involved in the brawl, with them altogether receiving a 17 years worth of combined jail time. They would also specifically focus on Digger D and Savo, saying how they were from the Ladbroke Grove gang, while once again highlighting their violent music. According to the news, Digger D had received a 2.5-year sentence after pleading guilty for violent disorder. However, for whatever reason, this isn't even close to what Digger would end up doing, because already in May 2020, he would end up being released from prison again, with a BBC film crew then following his every move as they were shooting a documentary about his life, which would come out in November 2020 with the title Defending Digger D. But for Digger D, his return to music was a success despite all the controversy.
Bro, I'm not even lying. He's actually like good. I'm not lying. If you really go listen to his music, he's actually like good at rapping, and I'm not even lying. Like, yeah, like if I listen to what he be saying, it's the accent, but he actually like he makes good music. I'm not even lying. Like people that make good music, but they be in the streets, they use it in message of life because they want to still be in the streets, but also rap. Like I feel like if he was just strictly on that rapping, I feel like he could be even bigger than he. But so say like he's actually nice at rapping. I'm not even lying.
Going on around him, the song titled Woy would be another breakout moment for Digger and represented a huge step up from his previous hit No Dire, but it also included a very interesting detail about him and his gang, because in early music videos 1011 aka CGM would use all kinds of colors and color schemes, although the color black was arguably the most common one. But around the time of releasing Woy, Digger and CGM would begin to lean strongly into making Crip gang references and repping the color blue, and his music videos including Woy would showcase this theme clearly, dripping in blue bandanas and even paying homage to the original West Coast Crips from Los Angeles by driving around in a blue lowrider. And even behind the scenes at the shoot, some CGM members would aggressively claim Crip in a viral clip where they even shockingly claimed that they will murder somebody at a video shoot where somebody lost their life.
We're ganged off! We're ganged off! Yeah? Yeah? Crip blue. Yeah? We ain't no blooders, we're crippy, yeah? We crip man down, yeah? Yeah? We crip man down for anything, yeah? Kill man. Yeah? Yeah? You feel me? I'm here my dogs, yeah? I'm here with my dogs, yeah? Crip, you know we winning this, you know we winning this. Yeah? From the Grove.
But anyway, Digger D and his Crip gang members in CGM would captivate the UK drill scene once again, and Woy quickly became another hit song in the UK, peaking at position 24 and staying in the UK top 100s charts for 12 weeks, the music video today sitting on a whopping 26 million views. This was a huge level up for Digger D, and it pushed him to the forefront of the UK rap scene as a mainstream artist. Glowing articles about him and his life would begin appearing in publications like The Face, which called him an unstoppable pioneer of the UK drill genre, and where Digger himself would claim that he was just having fun with music and that he didn't need to put on a gangster act. As the realest rapper in West London, who was a real shooter and stabber and didn't need to cap on the mic, Digger was indeed the most authentic voice in UK drill and didn't need to put on an act to appeal to the scene. However, not everyone could be as real as Digger D, and just as Digger was getting back on track after years of setbacks associated with his violent past in the streets, over in Shepherd's Bush, an inspired Central C was beginning to get traction in his takeover of the UK drill scene, and after taking inspiration from Digger D, crafting the perfect persona to appeal to the same audience of London roadmen and the youths that wanted to be roadmen, putting on a new persona like a freshly ironed Nike Tech tracksuit, muscling in on Digger's lane, and swiftly becoming the hottest new thing in the UK drill scene. And before long, Central C managed to single-handedly, musically overtake the realest gangsters in West London and beat them all at their own game. And as I'm sure you can imagine, Digger D was not happy about that.
Hey man, it's a good series, man. We at the war for Wild West London. But yeah, I think this series might be either 5 parts. Actually, it might be 6 parts. But I think I'm gonna end this part right when his like maybe 10 minutes to where we can be good and end it off right for you guys. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into it, y'all. Come on.
2020 had been a golden year for Central C, with his songs Loading and Day in the Life becoming certified hits with millions of views just months after them dropping. And Central C kicked off 2021 with a bang, landing a spot on the Mad About Bars Best of 2020 list. C was praised as one of the most exciting MCs to watch, and with this major cosign, he wasted no time keeping the momentum going. In mid-January, he dropped his next song, Pinging, aka Six Figures. Now, this is actually one of my favorite songs of all time, and was even my #1 listened to song in 2021. The term pinging being the popular term in the British and Australian slang describing the sensation of rolling hard off Molly. The concept once again leaning hard into Central C's drug dealer persona, with him proudly proclaiming that the drugs that he brought to the party had everyone pinging. The song's music video begun with Sench climbing on the awning of Goldhawk Road Underground Station, letting the world know that he really stands for West London, and in his bars there will be plenty of violent gangbanging lyrics as well as some more drug dealer talk, as he bragged about his young G's being ready to do stabbings and saying that while he's dealing drugs, his friends are catching ops, and calling for the release of a West London gangster nicknamed D-Roy. Pinging, just like his previous releases, performed well, landing and peaking at number 44 on the UK singles charts.
You think this is Chicago shit, D-Roy? Bro.
This up with Commitment Issues, the 4th single from his upcoming mixtape. This drill-influenced love song strategically dropped just a few days.
That's Central C.
Before Valentine's Day, a combination that would see the track peak at number 9 on the UK singles charts, becoming Sench's first top 10 hit, ironically with a track focused more on women rather than the streets. The next month, on the 12th of March, Central C's first official mixtape Wild West was released. It came with a massive promotional campaign conducted by London agency Bay TV. In line with the Wild West theme, Sench was seen riding a horse around iconic West London locations like Goldhawk Road Station and Shepherd's Bush Market. A bizarre but eye-catching approach to promotion, the stunt even required Sench to take horse riding lessons. In line with the Western theme, they even created posters which began popping up around London prior to the mixtape's release that stuck to the eye-catching bright orange colour scheme. C collaborated with Trapstar for merch and also used their gear and the Trapstar font on his album cover. The independently released mixtape included 14 tracks in total, and it debuted at number 2 on the UK albums charts, lingering on the chart for over 42 weeks. The mixtape also made waves internationally, charting on 10 different charts around the world and earning gold certificates.
Didn't chart in the US though. I mean, that's good charted, but like, I think it's kind of, especially from like a foreign, like a UK, it's kind of hard to chart in the US because I think US, like, you can be popular, but like, but internationally popular is so much better. Like everybody knows you everywhere, but it's kind of hard, like, to get into like the US type of stream because it's just really hard. You know what I'm saying? And all that.
Certifications in UK and Denmark. Ellie Evans of The Clash would rate the project 8 out of 10, while The Enemy saw it as a sneak peek into the future of drill, giving it a 4 out of 5. Vice correctly described it as R and drill due to the mixture of street and female-focused tracks. The buzz around C's new releases reignited interest in his older tracks too, as at this point Day in the Life would reach number 44 on the UK charts, and mixtape tracks like 6 for 6 landed at number 16, and off the back of his first full-length release, Sench had quickly cemented his position as the most buzzing rapper in the UK, but beyond the tape's success, Sench would also have been making big moves with international collaborations. A few months earlier, C had his first international collab with the Italian rapper Rondo de Sosa on the track Movie. The song featured Rondo rapping with Fabio Foreign-like ad-libs in Italian, while Central C's verses remained in the King's English. Linking up with an Italian gangster rapper brought out Sench's tough side, with him rapping bars all about his friends facing incarceration and having PTSD from what he saw in the streets. This single peaked at number 26 in Italy, and Sench and his team were smart to use these international features with artists that had street cred around Europe to grow his fan base beyond the UK early, a strategy that he'd elaborate on in his No Jumper interview.
Because Europe's massive, like, we shouldn't just be looking at London.
That makes sense for anything to say. To collab can grow you better and your fan base, and that can also make your music better, your content better. Whatever you're doing, it can make your music better in a way if you're collabing with other people that are like, you know what I'm saying, that are up there with you or already above, you know what I'm saying?
Like, I had done the Rondo feature, was probably my first feature. I wasn't focused, I didn't care about doing no features in the UK like that. No one was really grabbing my attention. It didn't make sense to me either. So I just went across the pond and went to Italy and done music with them. It makes more sense. We can, me and Rondo can both capitalize off it more. Whereas if I'm doing a song with someone in the UK, 9 times out of 10, their fans already know me and my fans already know them. So what's the point, really?
All of Central C's success in the UK and beyond must have been getting under the skin of West London's now second most buzzing rapper Digga D, but Digga D was by no means doing badly for himself at this point either. He'd ended 2020 well, getting out of jail and unveiling his new Crip persona on the hit song Woy, following that up in April with the song Chingy, a smart double entendre likening the name of Naughty's American rapper Chingy to the British slang word for stabbing, chinging. The song was an interesting attempt by Digga D to position himself to appeal to American audiences, something he would also do in the video, wearing outfits inspired by famous American sports teams. But despite the fun American concept, the song was still very much rooted in West London street violence, with Digga bragging of stabbing people in front of their friends, and he would rap a bar that would seem to be aimed at Central C, saying that they're copying him because he's doing it better. He would also diss longtime rival from Harrow Road, Fredo, with a censored bar referencing a time that someone from his gang would stab him. That would be followed up by his Daily Duppy freestyle on GRM Daily in December. This was interesting as Digga had complained on Instagram that GRM Daily didn't want to drop his freestyle and that they were siding with rappers who lie in their songs. This notably being posted not long after Central C had premiered his hit Loading video on GRM Daily's channel. In the final bar of this freestyle, Digga D would actually diss his enemies, saying that they're talking and he's shooting, and then in the final line of the song, which I think is a very direct diss to Central C and his earlier style of rapping, doing an impression of Dappy from N-Dubs to sound like a gun shooting and saying that he's getting dappy with the gun. Elsewhere in the song, Digga referenced UK model Tennessee Thresher that he was rumoured to have dated, and saying that he
Tennessee Thresher? Damn.
by flying out from the US to get jiggy with. The police were indeed keeping Digger on a very close surveillance, as can be seen from numerous live videos that he would make of the police stopping him around this time. Digger's next hit song came in February when he linked up with fellow Ladbroke Grove MC AJ Tracy for the track Bringing It Back, a song where Digger raps extensively about drug dealing, specifically mentioning Molly and telling his fans to turn off those other rappers who lie in their songs. Bringing It Back was a breakout hit in the UK and went number 5 on the singles charts, topping Central C's previous record from Commitment Issues. From here, Digger would go on to drop his sophomore album Made in the Pyrex, which went number 3 on the UK albums charts. An amazing result, but perhaps a sore point for Digger's competitive side when Central C's Wild West tape would top it, going number 2 a month later. Perhaps this was the final straw, because within a couple of weeks of Central C's Wild West mixtape storming the charts, Digger D would leak a brutal snippet of a song that dissed Central C directly. Digger's beatbox freestyle saw him rapping over American rapper Spot 'em Got'em's street anthem of the same name, dissing Central C by name, saying who the F is he, and that Digger is the only Wild in West. And then, in an insane example of self-snitching, Digger would brag that we stabbed his brother, went to jail for it, pled guilty and beat the case, as well as going on to diss Fredo again, saying that he got stabbed and lies in his songs. This was a massive escalation into the beef that up until then had been largely behind the scenes, but things would be fully out in the open.
And these rappers talking about they don't like snitches, they don't like snitches, but they would sit there and self-snitch on themselves. So wouldn't that make you a snitch yourself because you're self-snitching on yourself? So wouldn't that make you a rat too, or that doesn't comprehend?
Around this time, a CGM member would drop a photograph of the police report from the incident where Central C's brother was stabbed. Central would seemingly respond with an IG story saying that talk is cheap, and another showing how Wild West had now passed 100 million streams. For his next international collaboration, Central would team up with Senegalese-born French rapper Freeze Corleone for a track titled Polémique, or Controversy. It would exclusively premiere on Drake's OVO radio station a few weeks after Digger's beatbox freestyle leaked, being played in full, with Drake's cosign being an extremely valuable push from one of the most popping rappers in the entire world. The music video would be filmed in Patine, northeast Paris, Freeze Corleone's hometown. Another dose of international street cred, this popping collaboration currently boasts 33 million views and also marked Central C's first official response to Digger D and CGM dissing him, with Centr asking on the song how people can hate on him when he doesn't even know they exist, and referencing Digger's Crip affiliations, telling him to keep bitching and thinking that he's Mitch from Paid in Full before somebody will come and cut off his fingers. And he ends his verse boasting how his Wild West mixtape had made him £1 million. This was a slick and dignified response, but Central C also had a petty side, and his next move would hit Digger where it hurt. On the same day Digger D released his Made in the Pyrex mixtape, Central C posted an Instagram story of himself with Fredo, along with the location tagged as Wild West. Clearly a picture with Digger D's biggest enemy on the date of his mixtape release was a strategic piece of trolling by the duo. The two had apparently met organically, bumping into each other by chance when Central C was filming his Kick Game sneaker shopping video, as Fredo is an investor in the store. Fredo was spotted in the picture wearing a Wild West hoodie, fueling speculation from fans about a potential collaboration between the two. And the month after Digger D's brutal beatbox freestyle dissing them both dropped, Central C and Fredo's track Meant to Be would come out in response, with this coming at a time when Fredo was riding high on his early 2021 studio album Money Can't Buy Happiness, which peaked at number 2 on the UK albums charts, also topping Digger D's record, as well as including hits like Money Talks featuring Dave that hit number 3 on the singles charts, and Ready featuring Summer Walker that hit number 21. The song Meant to Be was another hit for both Central C and Fredo that spent 5 weeks on the charts, peaking at number 17. But obviously the most important thing about this song was the message.
Hey man, hey, you wanna make your eyes mad? Go to the person that they hate the most. You know what I'm saying? That's smart. That's smart, because I know why people like negativity. So when they see this, people are obviously gonna want to hear what you gotta say. It's facts. Am I lying? I'm not lying. It's facts. Y'all know what's up. Y'all know what it is.
That would be sending to Digger D, as Fredo rapped about putting money on people's heads, and Central C dropped some subtle shade on Digger, saying that he was up there but he's not anymore. After this strategic diss, Centr got back to business, dropping more music that would target the American audiences. His next single, Little Bit of This, came with a music video filmed in the States, and in the video, Centr's seen balling out, riding jet skis, playing basketball and golf, and spending some time with some fine Cali women. The track earned him another entry on the top 100 in the UK, with it hitting number 34 and spending 11 weeks on the charts. Honestly, this was a good look for Centr, and the video looked like something P. Diddy would drop. Ironic, as apparently around this little stint in America, Central C actually partied with the Diddler himself after meeting him at an event where he also rubbed shoulders with Drake. Centr wasn't done with his US connections just yet. He would sit down for a legendary interview with—
Hold on, y'all, hold on. All right, my bad, y'all. Like I said, y'all, I think we might go to 2 hours on here, or to 2:10, to where I'm not dragging these, you know what I'm saying, this series out, you know what I'm saying?
Adam 22 on No Jumper, with Adam praising Central C as a marketing genius.
You seem like kind of like a viral marketing genius on top of the music stuff.
Yeah. Maybe. I do like the business side of things. Like I do like the marketing side of things. Maybe more so than the music sometimes. So maybe that explains why you see certain things going viral.
But back in the UK, Sench would continue to score major features when Ed Sheeran and Fuse the Engineer recruited him and Tion Wayne for a remix of the hit song Bad Habits in August. The original track by Ed Sheeran was still at #1 on the UK charts at the time of the remix's release, and #5 on the US Billboard 100. This placement was another huge boost for Central C. Also during one of his trips to California, he was spotted with Bay Area rapper Jeezy, with Sench featuring on his album Jeezy World on the track Starting Up, over a Bay Area beat. But collabs aside, Central C's next big solo hit would be huge too. The song Obsessed With You would sample Pink Pantheress' viral TikTok song Just For Me. Initially previewed on Central C's TikTok account, the preview would go viral, reaching 7 million views and 1.5 million likes in a single day. The single was then released as a surprise on September the 10th, debuting at #5 on the UK singles charts, matching Digga D's record for bringing it back, as well as charting in 8 other countries. The music video for the soppy love anthem now has over 166 million views, and the video would end with a teaser for Central C's upcoming sophomore mixtape titled 23. And September continued to be eventful for the West London rap scene, as Digga D would drop his aggressive YoungBoy-inspired track, 2K17, starting out the song with a bold bar calling out fake gangster rappers, saying that if you can name someone that you've shot, he'll never rap again.
See, and I feel like Digga D didn't like expand it. Like if he wanted to take music seriously, he could have expanded his game, collab with people in like different countries in the US or something like that. Since you see, it should, bro. Bro, had a song with Ed. If you have a song with Ed Sheeran, you know you almost pretty much made it. I'm not even lying.
To make him mad so that he can stab them again, and telling people to stop copying him, and even saying that he can't perform at the Wireless Festival without bringing his gun. Interestingly, Digga D was referring to the annual London Music Festival Wireless, a multi-day festival where on the first day Digga D would be opening up for Future, and on the second, Central C would be opening up for Skepta. And so after Digga D's threats to come to the festival with a gun, despite being booked for different days, when Central C turned up, he would be seen entering the venue with numerous members of the 12 Anti gang. Redditors would point out Twin from 12 Anti at the front of his entourage, suggesting that he had previously been allegedly stabbed by Digga D or one of his CGM affiliates. Sench made a grand entrance on stage, decked out in military camo and flanked by his mob of Shepherd's Bush tough guys, with the crowd going into a frenzy as he started rapping. This was a bold moment for Central C, as appearing so publicly with what looked like his gang amid the beef with Digga D, many people online began to speculate on Sench's potential gang ties in West London. People would make posts on Reddit speculating on his connections to 2 gangs in Shepherd's Bush, 1200 and 12 Anti, with some people claiming his ties to 1200 came through his brother Lil Bro, while his close friend YG links him to the 12 Anti gang. Redditors would highlight the age difference between Central C and his brother, with some saying that they couldn't imagine a 22-year-old Central C hanging out with the 18-year-old or younger members from 1200, but perhaps these were the shank-carrying young G's that Sench had sometimes been rapping about. Reddit discussions also questioned whether 12 Anti members started associating with Central C before or after his fame, with the implication being whether or not the gang actually got closer to him after the fame as a form of extortion, similar to what the 9 Trey Bloods had done to 6ix9ine. One user mentioned that Central C had been...
It can't be like some type of partnership. You see what he said about 6ix9ine? Right, you making music, you making money, and you giving us money too. They're not gonna send them, bro. If they get money, bro, they're not gonna say nothing. I promise you, they're not. But at the end of the day, but we don't know about Central C. We don't know if he's actually 6ix9ine. He just act like he's really like that, but really he's not. We don't know that. We honestly don't know. Feel me? We don't know that.
Been active in the scene for a while, but his only real street connection from early was indeed YG, the respected 12 Anti member whom Sench considered as a brother, with some further guessing that after Central C gained fame, other 12 Anti members begun to see the potential and try to join into the group. YG was clearly an OG, being seen with Central C as early as July 2016, appearing in Sench's Good Girl music video and many times after. He would also show up in the background of a November 2019 A2 Anti interview by French YouTuber Gab Morrison. Sench would of course also be seen first with 12 Anti member F. back in 2019, after he first stopped rapping with autotune, and the earliest we have Central C confirming his involvement with other 12 Anti members like Box 12 and A2 Anti was just a little bit before releasing Day in the Life in June 2020. Clearly Central C was tapped in with this gang from early, but it would be Wireless when he would debut his menacing crew. YouTube channel Drill Time TV would give the world a better idea of the dangerous tendencies of the company that Central C was choosing to keep, reposting F. and A2 Anti lyrics from a 2020 song called Rude, where A2 Anti raps a long list of all the enemies that he has injured by name. The fact is, Central C's ties to the gang gangs in the 12 postcode only enhanced his street credibility, and it gave him a defense to the rumors of him being a fake gangster that the likes of Digga D was pushing. He had clearly been associated with dangerous gangsters from West London from early in his career, and from here, he would continue the tough talk and drop bars that seemed to cast more shade on Digga D. On November the 5th, Central C took to Instagram to release his 23 freestyle, aka Don't Be an Effing Fool, where he would open by threatening his ops families and saying that they won't make it out the hood, later boasting about not seeing any other rappers being close to him, and in the same post, he would announce his much anticipated mixtape 23 would be dropping on February the 25th, 2022, and revealing an exclusive line of merchandise through his partnership with Trapstar. December proved to be another busy month for Central C, as he started with a feature on South London rap collective D-Block Europe's track Overseas, another hit collaboration that went number 6 on the UK charts, staying there for 25 weeks. Next, Centr fulfilled a long-time dream first mentioned by him over 6 years ago on his very first Street Heat freestyle, where he rapped about wanting to win a Mobo Award. He was ultimately nominated and won the Best Newcomer Award, taken to the stage with his manager YBs and a gang of West London goons. Trying to keep his speech short and sweet, Centr would joke how he wasn't really a newcomer after having put in 7 years of graft into his career by this point.
You're not right, I mean, but he went to that gangster image, that gangster rap, stuff like that. That's what took his career off. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? He's not wrong, though.
Central C!
You know, I'm not really a newcomer though. But I'm accepted nevertheless.
After this, on Christmas Day, Centr would drop a highly anticipated entry in GRM Daily's Daily Duppy series, dropping bars dissing his enemies and saying that he sees their comments but doesn't do the politics, and that he heard their mixtape and it wasn't good. Even this freestyle would hit the charts, peaking at number 35, and going on to become one of the top 10 most viewed Daily Duppy freestyles within just 4 months. 2 days after that, Centr would link up with Digga D's Op Fredo once again for a Christmas giveaway in London, where they donated £100,000 worth of sneakers to underprivileged kids, and giving fans a preview of his second single from his upcoming mixtape as part of the promo. Soon after this, Central C would release the much-teased track Retail Therapy, another hit song that landed at 21 on the charts. But despite his UK success, Centr hadn't quite cracked the US charts yet, but from here he would keep pushing, but so too would Digga D. Behind the scenes, by January 2022, Centr's affiliation with the 12 Anti-Gang was stronger than ever, with him and F. Dot becoming the closest within the group. His next release, Cold Shoulder, would be a track addressing the beef with Digga D and his association with 12 Anti, with Centr rapping that he let the latest diss slide because it wasn't very good, but next time he's clapping back, and saying that it's sad that he loves his hood because he knows he doesn't really belong in the streets. The song made a splash, debuting at number 25 on the charts, and it would be the perfect teaser for Central C's second mixtape, 23, a mixtape whose title reflected both his age at the time of release, but also, as he explained to The Face, number 23 being synonymous with greatness in basketball, with the number being worn by legends like Michael Jordan and LeBron James. Centr was paying homage to these legends of sports and trying to manifest similar greatness in music, with Centr apparently having sported a 23 hand tattoo ever since the age of 18. The 23 project continued his signature branding strategy, this time featuring a bright yellow color, and Centr would be seen shirtless on the album cover, sporting his prominent Trapstar tattoo across his torso. The excellent 14-track mixtape was an amazing piece of work, with numerous bangers on there that I've had in rotation for years now, but it also included some little pot shots at Digga D as well, like on the final track where he expresses his lust for Digga D's ex-girlfriend Tennessee. Digga would clap back on Instagram, saying how is this Central C's idea of payback? But regardless of the snide comments, 23 made an impressive debut, landing at number 1 on the UK albums charts, as well as producing several more hit singles that entered the top 40, including Cold Shoulder, Khabib, and Straight Back to It. But beyond the UK, it was also consumed globally, making its mark on 15 international charts, and showcasing Central C's growing influence in the music scene around the world. Enemy would praise 23, giving it a 4 out of 5, and noting that Central was on the brink of greatness. Loud and Quiet would give it an 8 out of 10, highlighting its significant impact, and to me, one of the standout moments on the project was the song Eurovision, named after the famously bad European song competition that launched the careers of ABBA, Celine Dion, and Tattoo. The track itself became the very definition of European drill, with Central recruiting a huge all-star Avengers-like lineup of European artists from France, Spain, and the UK, including verses from Central C himself and 12 Anti-member A2 Anti. The track became a massive hit across Europe and boosted everyone involved's international recognition. Soon after his mixtape 23 soared to number 1, Central C would be seen celebrating with his 12 Anti affiliates. But apparently behind the scenes things would get complicated, because in June, 3 months later, it became clear that not everyone in 12 Anti was sharing in the celebrations, as a member called Doms from 12 Anti would tag Central C in an Instagram story with a cryptic message saying that the gang are going to need some things from you soon, with people immediately comparing it to the extortion.
You see what I mean? It's like this 6ix9ine shit. The shawty brought 6ix9ine to Trader Blood the same exact way. But Central C around, I'm trying to tell you, bro. But we don't know, this could be the same thing like when we making music, but then the gang gonna need something back from you. The same thing with 6ix9ine. We don't know if this is actually like, you know what I'm saying? Who knows? My bad, y'all. We are back.
Extortion of 6ix9ine by the Nine Trey Bloods. Doms would soon backtrack.
But like I said, this kind of reminded me of the 6ix9ine situation all over again, but not really, because Central C is not online like dissing every rapper he can, because that's what 6ix9ine did. Central C is really not doing
the
that.
Story and tagging Sench again, saying that he was just joking. But while Sench was lauding it up at the very top of the UK rap scene, Digga D was continuing to have success and attempting to target the US and international audiences like Sench had done previously. In an April 2022 interview, Digga would speak on trying to take drill to America. This would be the month Digga D dropped his third mixtape, Naughty by Nature, featuring a track called Rambo with Orlando rapper Hotboy, another called G-Lock with Memphis Spitter, Moneybagg Yo, and one called What You Reckon, featuring Bronx drill pioneer B Love, as well as 50 Cent inspired.
See, I ain't know he did a song with B-Love and all that. I ain't know that. That's good. If he's see, like, I feel like Digga D could be the motherfucker that could be like the next like the rapper, but like if you listen to the music, he's actually nice. I'm not even lying.
Tracks like
Digga D is nice.
And the cover art of the project was also pretty genius, reimagining the evolution of man, but showing Digga D evolving from being a child to a spliff-smoking teen with a knife on his hip to a shotgun-toting shooter, and eventually his final form, a full-blown drill rapper. This had deeper meaning though, as Digga was essentially showing his real street CV and demonstrating the real struggles and phases that he had to go through to get to the point where he was holding a mic rapping about those experiences. No doubt a subtle diss towards those that he believed didn't actually go through the necessary experiences to become an authentic drill rapper. And from the first words of the very first intro track, Digga seemed to be dissing Central C for being fake, as Digga starts the tape letting everyone know that anything that you hear him rapping about is all true facts, and that the stuff other people rap about is all lies and exaggeration, ending by saying that he really lives the life that other people rap about. I think the album Naughty by Nature is another reference to this same idea, as Digga is essentially saying that he's naughty or violent and street just by his very nature, unlike the others who had to manufacture their street credentials. Naughty by Nature was a hard mixtape, and it really mapped out Digga D's life story, his trauma, and real life, and it's by all means a classic UK drill project. And this project also went #1 on the UK albums charts too, putting Digga D back on track as contending with Central C for the top spot in the battle for the most successful rapper coming out of West London. And he would have another big hit soon after this with his collab Wasted with Brighton MC RD that hit #6 on the singles charts too. But around this time, people were only just starting to wake up to how serious this beef was between these West London rappers. A little while after Digga D's Naughty by Nature project released, with billboards that were posted up around West London, 12 anti-gang members actually ended up vandalizing one of Digga D's billboards promoting the album, spraying the names of Central C's mixtapes Wild West and 23 over it, along with #LiveYourMovie. Something that Central C himself apparently posted a picture up of online. Digga D would respond to these billboard vandals with a post that mocked them for vandalizing a billboard rather than actually sliding in the streets. And a week after this, people online would begin to speculate on the deeper details of this dark and deadly beef. A video posted by YouTuber Kid Nerd would detail the violent beef between Central C and Digga D, breaking down details of the incident where Central C's brother was stabbed. Digga would then continue to try and keep things competitive. In July, he did a song with French rapper Timal called Frenches, something that would later be seen by some as an effort to copy Central C's earlier strategy of collaborating with European artists. But unfortunately for Digga D, Central C had an ace up his sleeve, and his next song would launch him beyond the UK rap scene, putting him on the radar of the American rap scene too. And he was able to do all of this without any other artist helping him out. In July 2022, Central C shocked the world with a very unexpected track called Doja. His clever promotion of the song through TikTok and social media played a key role in its success, with the snippet of the song generating over 13 million views. Doja went viral on TikTok thanks to its unforgettable bar that went, "How can I be homophobic? My bitch is gay." Sench talked about the opening line on Genius and explained its virality.
And somewhat controversial, like it just sounds like something I'm not supposed to be able to say. I think it's the opening line, the Doja Cat line, like TikTok just ate it up.
Explaining that it was actually about his girlfriend, and he would elaborate on his stance on homophobia.
It is literally what I say, like I'm not homophobic. My girlfriend is bisexual. She was like the first like proper gay person like I really like communicated with. It's quite known, like it's embedded in us to like kind of almost shun upon, which I don't think is right. I want to add in, bro, like personally, like homophobia, I think it's so weird.
All of this explained why the song was released just in time for the UK's Pride weekend. Now, if you ask me, this was a bold move to base a whole drill song around an anti-homophobia statement. In a genre of music that's generally been pretty unwelcoming of other sexualities, Central C was somehow making inclusive music that still had a street edge, following up that first bar with a tongue-in-cheek lyric about how his gun must be gay too because it keeps trying to take off men's tops, and how he loves his brothers and tells them he loves them even though he's straight. The track's beat would sample Eve and Gwen Stefani.
Oh. Man. That, what is it? Damn. That is crazy. That it's crazy, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie. That is
his classic hit Let Me Blow Your Mind, giving it an instant appeal to an American audience without even needing a feature from an American rapper. Cinch would also become the first UK act to ever appear on the Lyrical Lemonade YouTube channel, with the Doja music video being directed by infamous rap video master Cole Bennett. The song itself also included Cinch declaring his love for American pop rapper Doja Cat, with Doja even being caught reacting to the song on a few occasions.
I wasn't gonna say anything about the Central C thing, but it's really funny that somebody just said, I'm not trying to Doja that.
Appearing to enjoy the track and laughing and acting embarrassed in the club when it came on. Central C also hilariously trolled radio DJs, earning a repost from DJ Academics. Doja was a hit, and it swiftly debuted at number 2 on the UK charts, Central C's highest spot to date, but more importantly, Doja even reached number 12 on the Bubbling Under Hot 100 charts, just 12 spots shy of charting on the actual Billboard Hot 100. And the song would soar into the top 20 on the global charts too, landing chart positions in an astonishing 25 countries. But it didn't stop there. It went platinum in the US, the UK, and a host of other nations, even earning the major achievement of being the most streamed rap song in the world on Spotify during the week of July the 31st, a first for any UK rap song. And by July the next year, it would become the most streamed UK rap song on Spotify with over 470 million streams. Central C hadn't yet broken America, but he was making all the right steps and priming himself for a legendary run in the country. And despite Digga D's best efforts, his collaborations with American rappers, while good, didn't establish himself a presence in America like Doja did for Central C. But the thing is, even with both of these West London artists reaching the very pinnacle of the drill scene, dropping #1 albums, and truly breaking free of their dark pasts in the streets, sadly, the violence would continue to play out in the West London gang wars, and soon, Central C's success would be briefly derailed by the brutal murder of one of his closest friends from the 12 anti-gang. And naturally, while Central C was grieving, Digga D would take the opportunity to twist the knife and drop some of the most heartless and disrespectful lyrics the UK rap scene had ever heard.
all right, y'all. That is it for part 4. I will see you guys in part 5. Might be the last part. So yeah, I'll see you guys into the next part, man. We are out.